Okay, so good morning. It's Patty Bogue, and we're here on a kind of cold and gray Sunday morning. And this is going to be a breath focused, really slow, gentle class. And you can up it a bit. I'll give you some cues for things that you can do to make it a little more challenging for your body. But most of all, especially during December, we want to really just slow down and soothe our body if we can. So let's come on our mat, and we're going to have the bottoms of your feet together and knees are wide. And if you would like, if you have two blocks, put your blocks under your knees. Arms are out at the side, and just start to settle. Just notice any sounds in the room, outside the room that you are in. Start to notice the air against your skin. And just pay attention to where did you notice the air first? Was it on your feet, your arms, your face? No right or wrong, just getting curious. Feel the back of the body that's resting on the mat, being supported by the earth beneath you. And then notice if you can taste anything in your mouth left over from the last thing that you ate or drank. And then bring your hands around your rib cage. So typically you bring your thumb on the back ribs and then the other four fingers up on the top ribs. And we're going to inhale. And as you inhale, I want you to think ah, A-H. And as you exhale, think ha, H-A. So inhale ah, exhale ha. Inhale ah, exhale ha. And do three more at your own pace. Try to make each one a little longer than the one before. Last breath. And then just scan your body and notice where you can soften a little bit more. Maybe it's your shoulders. Maybe it's the muscles of your face. Maybe it's your eyes. And then gently draw the knees up so feet are on the floor. Just move your blocks off to the side. And then arms go straight out from your shoulders, heel toe each foot. So one foot is on the edge of your mat. And we're just going to windshield wiper the knees side to side. And then leave them over to the right and just settle back. Notice if one shoulder is weighing a little heavier on the mat. Notice your hands, your arms out beside you. Notice how the fingers naturally curl when you're at in a rested state. And then take your left foot, and we're going to heel toe the foot away from the right foot, just adding a little extra sensation to the left leg. And then just get heavy. So during the whole practice, if you're comfortable keeping your eyes closed, just keep focusing on the breath, but with each exhale, let your body soften just a little bit more. Feel your arms heavy, your head heavy. So if you want to up this pose a little bit, maybe squeeze your left glute, lifting your left hip flexor up towards the sky, just a tiny bit. And then take another inhale, ah. Exhale, ha. And then inhale, both knees back up to the sky. And then just windshield wiper one more time each side. And then lay your knees over to the left. And then just get heavy again. Shoulders are heavy, ribs are heavy, hips and legs are heavy. And then start to heel toe the right foot over to the right, away from the left foot. Just keep reminding the body to relax. So December is a month of craziness, right? We're doing so many extra things, decorating the house, cooking more, attending parties and get-togethers, shopping. So take this next hour to really slow down and keep trying to notice where you hold your tension. Are you clenching your jaw? Are you furrowing your brow? Are you tightening up in your belly? Just notice and keep relaxing that area. Good. One more breath. Good. And then inhale the knees back to center. Heel toe your feet towards each other so that the knees are bent and your heels are lining right up with your sit bones. Maybe take one more little step closer towards your sit bones. Your hands come beside your hips, palms are facing down. And on the inhale, we're just going to lift your hips up towards the sky, rolling up on top of the shoulders. And then exhale, slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. And then inhale, curl up. And then exhale, roll down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, roll down. And we're going to add in the arms. So inhale, arms and hips up to the sky. Keep the hips where they are. Exhale, your arms over the head. Inhale, arms to the sky. And then exhale, nice and slow, hands and hips all the way back down. Two more times at your own pace. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Keep the arms by your side and then start to lift your hips up again. Kind of roll the shoulders under the body. You can clasp your hands if that feels good, or just keep your arms pressed to the side. Now I want you to push into your right foot. When you really anchor that right foot, notice how the right glute and the right hamstring really charge up. So keep pushing and then soften, and then switch to the left foot. Push down through the left foot. Just notice how everything charges up again on the back body. Good. And then soften. Now press both feet into the floor. See if you can lift your hips a little bit higher. Keep pushing into the whole foot. Notice if you're more in the heel. See if you can bring the weight up into the mound of the big toe and the baby toe and the heel. Good. And then slowly lower all the way down. Good. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, curl the tailbone up, lift up. Now I want you to push into the feet, but this time drag the heels back. And you might get a cramp. Notice how your hamstrings really charge up. So push down through the feet and then pull the heels back. Good. One more breath. Good. And then slowly lower all the way down. Let's grab onto the knees and just hug them in. And just then take your knees wide and make a big circle with the knees. Good. And then place the feet back down on the floor. Grab one block if you've got a block. And if you don't have a block, it's okay. But we're going to lift our legs up to the sky and then place the block right between, just a little above the ankles, and then flex your feet. Arms go out to the side, and palms can be up or down. You can kind of play and see which one feels better. Now I want you to squeeze the block. And on the inhale, we're just going to drop the legs over to the right a quarter of the way down. And now squeeze the block. Hold, hold, hold. And then inhale, bring the legs back to center. Exhale, take them over to the left, just a quarter of the way down. Now squeeze the block. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then inhale, back to center. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Take an inhale. This time, take the blocks halfway over to the side, right legs over to the side. Now push up with the bottom leg, push down with the top leg. Squeeze. You should feel your obliques charging up here. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale and soften. Good. Inhale, halfway to the left. Good. Push up with the bottom leg, push down with the top leg. Hold, 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 and then inhale, come up. Exhale and relax. Notice what happens to your shoulders, what happens to your face when we go to the right again. Notice if tension is starting to creep in. So keep relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Keep reminding the muscles of the face to soften. So squeeze the block, take a big inhale. Now we're going to hover the legs over to the right, or go as far as you feel you're getting some sensation. Lift up with the bottom leg, push down with the top leg. Hold, 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 and then inhale, come up. Exhale and just relax. Good. Take another big inhale. On the exhale, let the legs roll to the left, hovering over the ground. Up with the bottom leg, down with the top leg. Hold, 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 and then inhale, come up. And then exhale, grab the block, drop the feet. So keep a hold of the block for a second. We're going to place the block between your thighs now, just below your knees. And then hands come on the belly. I like to put my thumb on my rib cage and then the fingers on the belly. And we're just going to take a step away to breathe here for a second. And this one is really good for your pelvic floor. All of us that are getting a little bit older, I'm hearing so many people are having issues with the pelvic floor. And yoga can really help with that. So on your next inhale, feel the ribs expand, think ah. And then exhale, squeeze the block and think of pulling up through the perineum, like where you pee, kind of pull up and pull the ribs down. So gently draw your thumbs down and then take a big inhale. Let everything relax, and then exhale, squeeze the block, pull in. Belly button draws towards the spine. Rib cage pulls down. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. So pull up with the perineum, pull down with the belly button, down with the ribs. Hold, hold, hold. And then inhale 1 more time. Try not to let your glutes tighten here. And then exhale, last one. And then inhale and release. Remove the block. Good. And now arms go out to the side. Let's take our right foot over top of the left knee. And we're just going to windshield wiper the knees side to side. So Your right foot will touch the floor, then your right knee will touch the floor. So you're just kind of windshield wipering side to side. Let's do one more time. So this is good for the hips, good for the abs, just stretching out the sides of the hips. Now keep the knees over to the right. So your right foot is still on top of the left knee. And then just let everything get heavy here. Keep scanning the body, noticing where you feel the sensation. And then just get curious about the rest of your body. So for most of us, we're going to feel this around the hip, maybe on the knee. My hamstrings are still kind of tingling from that hamstring pullback and bridge. But then expand your awareness. What's going on in the shoulders? What's going on in the face? What's going on in the arms and the fingers? Keep getting curious. And then sweep the arms up overhead. Take your right hand, grab your left wrist, and pull the left arm long. Got a fierce guard dog here in the house with me. And then pull long on the arm, and then wiggle your left thigh, your left knee forward to the top of your mat. Maybe even squeeze your left glutes a little bit. Give a good squeeze, and then let everything soften back. Arms come back to the side. Inhale the knees back to center. On the exhale, we're going to drop our feet over to the left, and take your left hand and just grab the top of your foot or your ankle, and then let your whole right side of the body get heavy. So your right arm is heavy, your right rib cage falls back to the right, your right hip falls back towards the floor. And just again, notice where you feel the sensation. Now take your right hand up onto your thigh, and on the inhale, we're going to push your thigh away and up, and then exhale, soften your fingers away from the thigh. Inhale, push the fingers into the thigh. So you're pushing your thigh away. You should feel this right around the right hip, the right side of the glute. And then exhale, let everything soften. 2 more times. Inhale, push the thigh away. Exhale and soften. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Good. Arm releases back to the floor. Inhale the legs back to center, but keep your right ankle over the left knee. Arms are out at the side. And normally we're going to do eye of the needle here. Normally we clasp our hands behind the thigh. We're going to wait for a minute. On the inhale, I want you to pick your left foot up and flex both feet. Now focus on your left shin and your left knee pulling in towards your chest. Try to keep the shoulders anchored, your both hips anchored, and use your left foot, your left knee to pull in. And then exhale and soften. Inhale, pull in, keep your abs engaged. Exhale, soften back. One more time. Inhale, pull in. Now keep holding it in and let your hips rock to the left a little bit. See if you can pull your left knee in a little bit more. Notice if you feel anything shifting around the right hip. And then inhale, bring the legs back to center. Exhale, release your foot back to the floor. And then weave your hands behind your left thigh. So right hand goes in between your legs, left hand around the outside. Flex both feet. And on the inhale, now use your arms to bring your left knee in towards the chest. Use your right elbow to push the thigh away. Keep your feet flexed, shoulders are relaxed, face is soft. Good, last breath. Now see if you can tip a little more weight over to the left, so your right foot kind of tips to the left, and then pull in again. See if that charges up the right hip a tiny bit more. Good. And then exhale, release your hands. And we're going to slide your right knee right on top of the left knee. So the knees are squeezing together, your thighs are squeezing together. On the next inhale, pick your foot back up, lift your head and shoulders up, and grab your shin or your ankle. This is going to be a glute stretch. See if you can relax your head back to the floor. If your head won't reach the floor, you can grab a block and put it under your head to support. Now keep your feet flexed. On the inhale, we're going to squeeze your knees in towards your chest and feel that stretch through your glutes. Now keep the knees hugging in. I'm really using my arms here to pull in. And now slowly draw your tailbone down towards the floor. And then inhale, draw in. Exhale, pull the tailbone back to the floor. Inhale, draw in, hold the knees there, pull the tailbone back to the floor. And then just sweep both arms and legs up to the sky. Let's roll out your wrists, roll out the feet. And maybe flex and point a couple times. Good, and then let's change sides. So now your left knee goes over top of your left ankle goes over top of your right knee. Arms go out to the side, and we're just going to windshield wiper the knees and legs side to side. And just notice, was one side a little tighter than the other side? No right or wrong, just start to notice. And now leave both knees over to the left. So your left foot is on top of the right knee. And then just pause, let everything get heavy. Notice where tension creeps into the body. For me, it's my shoulders. I can feel my shoulders start to sneak up towards my ears. So notice what your habit is and just remind it to relax. And then sweep your arms up over your head. Your left hand grabs your right wrist, pull that right arm long. See if you can pull the ribs away from your pelvis. Start to stretch your right thigh towards the top of your mat. Maybe squeeze your right glute, lifting the hip pointer up towards the ceiling a tiny bit. Good, and then exhale, let everything soften. Arms go back out to the side. Inhale, the knees back to center. And on the exhale, drop your left foot over to the right. Take your right hand and grab your ankle or your foot. And then just let everything get heavy. So in this pose, the more you can let go of the left side, the more you're going to feel the stretch. We're really targeting one of the glute muscles. And if you palpate it with your finger, you'll be able to feel which one we're stretching. But just let everything get heavy. So let your left armpit get heavy. Your left ribs are heavy. Your left hip is heavy. Your left thigh just falls back to the left. Take a big inhale and exhale. And then take your left hand up to the left thigh. And on the inhale, we're going to push your thigh away, and then kind of fingers are pulling up towards your left knee. And then on the exhale, let it soften. Inhale, push the thigh away and guide it up. And then exhale and soften. So you should be feeling this right deep into the hip. Inhale, push the thigh away, guide it up. Exhale and soften. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. On the next inhale, release your hand. Bring the knees back to center. Arms go out to the side. And then we're not using any hands yet. We're going to pick your right foot up off the floor. Flex both feet. So using your right leg, start to pull the right knee in towards your chest. And just notice what you notice around your glutes, around your hips. Good. Pull it in. And then exhale, just soften. Inhale, pull in. Exhale and soften. Good. Last one. Inhale, pull in. Now hold it here and just tip your legs over to the right, just an inch. And notice what you notice here in the left glute. Good. And then inhale, bring the legs back to center. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh and then just pause. Let everything relax. Face is soft. Shoulders are relaxed. Flex both feet. On the inhale, start to use your hands to pull your right knee in towards the chest. Use your left elbow to push the left thigh away. And then soften on the exhale. Inhale, start to draw in again. Exhale and soften. Last one. Inhale, draw in. And same thing, see if you can tip over to the right a little bit and notice what happens in your left glute, left hip. Good. And then release your right foot back down to the floor. And we're going to slide your left knee on top so everything is glued together tight, as tight as you can get it. Pick your feet up off the floor. Lift your head and shoulders up. And we're going to grab onto your shins and then release your head back to the floor. On the inhale, start to draw your knees and your shins towards the upper body. On the exhale, hold the knees where they are, but isometrically pull your tailbone towards the floor. You should feel a nice stretch through your glute. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, pull the tailbone down to the floor. One more time. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, and release the legs. Good. Take them up to the sky. Just roll them out one more time. Good. And then hug the knees in. We're just going to roll up to sitting and come into Baddha Konasana. So bottoms of your feet are together. Knees are out wide. And I like to use my my blocks here for this one. So feet come together. Hold on to your ankles to start and then grow tall. Shoulders are on the back. Start to pull your heart forward. And then if that feels okay, maybe you can start to walk the blocks away from you. So try to keep the chest lifted. So you don't want to round the shoulders. Shoulders keep pulling together on the back. And then just let everything get heavy. Keeping an eye on the time here. And then come back to the breath. Just let everything soften and release. Just taking little mini breaks throughout your day to breathe, to help calm the nervous system during this busy holiday season. Two more breaths here. The last one. And then slowly walk the hands back up. We're just going to take the legs straight out to the side. Good. Flex your feet. And on the inhale, draw the arms wide up to the sky. And on the exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms wide and high. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Good. And then just let your hands rest to the floor. We're going to take your left thumb forward and then out to the side. And then tip your thumb down and then bring it behind you and just grab the side of your shirt. Just kind of pull on. Good. Now drop the right ear down towards your right shoulder. So feeling that nice stretch in the neck. Keep pulling the belly in and up. Your pelvis is tipping forward just slightly. And then take your right hand out to the side We're just going to gently place it on top of the head. So we're not pulling down, just the weight of the hand to deepen the stretch in the neck. Good. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now drop your chin towards the floor. We're going to move the hand back on your head. Now this time I want you to push the head up into the hand and resist the hand back into the head. So there's just a little tension there. Notice how things have shifted in the neck. Good. Take another big inhale and exhale. Good. Then release the hand, release the head, release your left hand down to the floor, and then inhale the shoulders up, back, and down. Good. Now take your right thumb forward, out to the side, and then flip your thumb down, and then release your hand and just grab onto the side of your shirt. Keep sitting tall. Think of your sternum lifting up, and now slowly drop your left ear to the left shoulder. And just notice if you have been holding tension in your shoulders and neck and you feel a little bit of a release, or maybe you're feeling this more in your hamstrings. Good. Now take the left hand and just gently place it on the head. Now start to notice what's happening in the shoulder, what's happening in the side of the neck. Take another inhale through the nose. Exhale, just side out. Nice and slow, drop your chin. So it's almost like you're looking down at the floor. Move the hand back on the head. And then start to gently push up with that part of your head into the hand. The hand resists back. Good. Hold, hold, hold. And then slowly release everything all the way back down. Nice. All right, let's come into tabletop. And we're just going to flip your right fingers towards your right knee and do a cat and cow here. So inhale, lift up, and then exhale and round. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and round. Now keep rounding, curl your back toes under, and we're just going to start to lean back. Feel that stretch through your wrist, stretch through your forearm, stretch through the lower back, maybe even a stretch in your toes. And then maybe just rock gently side to side. Good. And then come back to center, flip your fingers forward, and just pause here. Can you tell a difference between your right wrist and your left wrist? Maybe you don't notice anything at all. That's okay. And then flip your left fingers towards your left knee. Good. Take a big inhale for cow. Exhale, round for angry cat. Push your right hand into the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and round. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and round. Good. Now hold it here. Start to lean back. Hips are going towards your heels. Belly button is pulling in. Tailbone is tucking under. And feel that stretch through your forearm. Maybe stretch through your lower back. Good. And then come all the way back to center. Flip your fingers forward again. On the next inhale, let's stretch our right leg straight back and give the leg a little kick. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring your right knee to your right tricep and look at your knee. Good. On the exhale, take the right leg behind and curtsy and push the floor away with your hands so the weight goes back and you get a little bit of a calf stretch. And then inhale, knee to tricep, squeeze, look at your knee. On the exhale, curtsy, curl your toes under and lean that heel back away from the body. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now stay back here. Release both toes so your back foot is pointed. And we're going to send that foot away from the body. So you're taking your foot out to the left on an angle, but your torso is still staying forward. I like to use my blocks here. So this is a version of pigeon pose. So your foot is off on an angle to the left, but your chest is still facing forward right over your left knee. So you should be feeling this in your left hip, your left glute. And then just soften the shoulders, relax the face. Good. Inhale through the nose, exhale, sigh out through the mouth. Let your effort balance your ease. Let strength balance your flexibility. Let breath balance your rhythm. Reminding the body to slow down, finding balance in your everyday life. So it might feel good if you just gently rock side to side, just kind of play around and see if that feels good in your body, or if it feels best just to stay still, do that. Always listening to your body and just kind of checking in with what you need. And then just come back to the breath. That last breath. Good, and then curl your back toes under, and we're just going to push the weight forward. But we're going to take your right knee and slide it right behind your left knee, and then walk your feet away. And then hands on the blocks, and just start to let your hips sink back, but your chest is still reaching forward. So hips go back, so you're hovering your booty off the floor, but your upper body's almost in a forward fold here. So I like to take my elbows and forearms up on the blocks, and you're just letting your lower back and your hips release towards the floor. But they're not going to touch the floor. So this is a version of Gomukhasana, cow's head pose, but it's a really good glute stretch. So hopefully you guys are feeling this in your glutes. Let your chest be forward and heavy. See if you can let the shoulders relax a little bit more. Good. One more breath here. Good. And then let the weight shift forward. Good. Stretch your right leg back out towards the back and give yourself a little kick, and then nose to knee. Squeeze your nose and knee around your back. See if you can lift your heel up towards your booty a bit. And then inhale, lift the chest, lift the leg. Exhale and round, nose to knee. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, nose to knee. One more time. Inhale, lift up. And this time we're going to take the foot right up between the hands. Good. And now bring your blocks on the inside. If you've got blocks, bring them on the inside of the foot. We're going to heel toe that right foot over to the right and then pivot the toes so they're on an angle. And now push down into the floor or the blocks, and we're going to curl your back toes under and lift the knee up and just wiggle your foot back a little bit so you're getting more of a stretch through the hip. And then slowly drop the knee and then release the back toes. And then just hang out here for a second. Keep lifting the chest up to the sky, opening up your hip flexor on the left side. So because we sit so much, both hip flexors get really shortened. So we want to give them a little bit of a stretch. Good. Take one more breath here. Good. Now, if it's okay with you, maybe drop down to your forearms. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward and just gently pull the hips back. And just rock side to side if that feels good in the body, or if it feels better just to stay still. Go ahead and do that. Keep softening your face, relaxing your eyes. Life is one big yoga pose, equal parts effort and ease. Good. One more breath. Inhale, do less. Exhale, be more. Good. Now slowly push into your right foot. I'm going to take the hips back, grab onto your blocks, and just wiggle your right foot forward a little bit. So it's off on a little bit of an angle, so you can kind of slide it in so your second toe is lined up with your right hip. And then on the inhale, lift your chest up, pull your belly button in, and then exhale and fold. Good. So make sure the skin on the back of the knee isn't feeling tight. If it is, put a little micro bend. Hello. Put a little micro bend in your right knee. And then inhale, lift the heart up, and then exhale and fold. See if you can dig your right heel into the floor and drag your whole right back. Keep pulling the heart forward. Good. One more breath here. Good. And then inhale, lift the chest up. We're going to take this right leg back and switch legs. Good. So get nice and heavy here. Bring the blocks on the inside of the leg and just heel toe your foot off on an angle. Keep lifting the chest up. Hips are heavy. I'm going to drop down to the elbows. Maybe reach your left arm forward, just helps lengthen the spine. One more breath here. And then slowly bring the hand back. Start to straighten the leg. And then if you need to heel toe it back in, draw the toes back towards your knee. On the inhale, lift your heart up, pull the belly button in, and then exhale and fold. Inhale, do less. Exhale, be more. Just being more present, being more authentic. See if you can dig the heel in, drag that whole left leg back, pull the heart forward. All right. And then slowly let's guide the leg all the way back into tabletop and start to pick that left leg up, give it a little kick, And then exhale, knee to tricep, and look over at your knee, and then exhale and curtsy, pushing the heel away so you get a bit of a calf stretch. And then inhale, squeeze knee to tricep, exhale and curtsy. Good. Left knee to left tricep, squeeze, take a big inhale, exhale and curtsy. Good. Last one, inhale, squeeze, exhale and curtsy. Now release your back foot and just start to slide it off to the corner. Kind of walk your hands back. Good. So your left foot is on an angle out the back, but your chest is folding straight over your right knee. And then just pause, relax your shoulders, relax your face. Really try to focus on your breath, staying present in the body. I just say the body's this magnificent machine, and it is sending you updates and signals all the time, but we get so busy we disengage with what's going on. So just taking moments, especially during this busy month, to just check in and say, should I back off today a little bit? Or just taking little mini 5-minute breathing breaks, or doing legs to walk and really help calm your nervous system before you rush into the next thing that you have on your to-do list. And you relax your shoulders a little bit more, soften your face. Eyes are closed. Just keep breathing, inhaling, ah, exhaling, ha. Good. Now, nice and slow, curl your back toes under. And we're going to slide that back knee right up behind your right knee, and then walk the feet away. And then if you have blocks, grab the blocks. Otherwise, just press your hands into the floor. We're going to slowly start to drop your hips back. But as you're dropping your hips back, you're pulling your heart forward. So this is a great lower back stretch. But as you get deeper, you should really be feeling this in your glutes. So keep letting your hips get heavy, but let your chest get heavy too. And then try to relax into the pose. So again, this is one of those poses that the more you can let go, the deeper you'll feel the stretch and sensation. Just reminding you that there should never, ever be sharp shooting pain in yoga. But if it's just this dull ache, try to sit with it. See if you can get a little heavier in the torso, in the glutes. Last breath, inhale and exhale. Good, and then slowly start to unwind out. We're going to come all the way onto your belly into Sphinx pose. So elbows are directly under your shoulders. Good. And then let's just pick up your right foot just an inch off the floor. Pull it towards the wall behind you, and then let the leg relax back. And see if you can click all your toenails down into the floor. And then inhale, pick up your left leg, pull it long, and then release it back down. Click all the toenails down into the mat. So notice when you click the toenails down, your knees are off the floor, right? Your legs are engaged. And then press down through your hands and your forearms, and we're going to drag your elbows back, pull your heart forward. Lift up through the back of your skull slightly, so your chin is tucked slightly. Good, and then let everything relax a little bit and just drop your head towards your chest. And just hang here. Squeeze the shoulder blades gently together on the back and just let your head hang. And then nice and slow, trace your chin along the collarbone, maybe to the left and then to the right. Super slow and mindful. Good, one more time. Good, and then lift the chin back up. We're going to take your left forearm parallel with the top of your mat and then pick the right foot up off the floor. So just bend at your right knee. We're going to reach your right hand forward and then take it all the way out to the side, grabbing onto your foot and start to pull your heel in towards your buttocks. So you're getting a bit of a quad stretch here. Good. Now, if you want to up it a little bit, press your right hip pointer down into the floor and then push your foot back into your hand to charge up your glutes and your hamstring. And then let everything relax and pull your heel back in towards your booty, getting a quad stretch. And then one more time, push your foot into your hand. Feel your hamstring and glutes engage, and maybe your right shoulder too. And then release. Good, let's switch sides. So right forearm parallel with the top of the mat. Lift your left foot up, reach the left hand forward, and then swing it all the way around, grabbing onto the top of your foot. And then start to pull your heel in towards your booty. Try to keep lifting the chest up towards the sky. Good, now start to push your foot into your hand. Notice what's happening in your left shoulder, what's happening in the left glute and left hamstring. And then soften and pull your heel in towards your booty again. And then push the foot into the hand. Good. And then let everything relax. We're going to make a little pillow with your hands. Turn your head to the right. And then slide your right knee out to the side. So your knee is level with your right hip and your foot is just straight back. So you're creating a 90-degree angle with your leg. And then just pause here. Good. One more breath. Good. Now, nice and slow, we're going to press up onto the right hand. So your chest kind of lifts up into a bit of a cobra. And we're going to weave your left arm underneath your right arm and then roll over onto your back. So your knee stays where it is, but you're coming into a twist. So your chest is facing up to the sky. Both arms are out to the side. And then just let everything get heavy. And breathe. Inhale, ah. Exhale, ah. And just again, scanning your body, noticing where you're feeling tension creeping in. Good. Slide your right hand up over your head. We're going to pull the right arm long. Take your left hand right into the left hip crease and push your left thigh forward or towards your bottom foot. So the ribs move away from the pelvis. And then let everything get heavy. And then let's just slowly roll back onto the other side. And then straighten your right leg out. And just pause, head in the middle, making a pillow. Lift your feet up and just windshield wiper side to side. Good, and then release the feet back down to the floor. Slide your left knee up to the side so it's lining up with your hip. And then just bring your fingers forward and kind of push up into a little bit of a cobra. And we're going to weave your right hand underneath the left armpit and then roll all the way over onto our back. So we're in a twist. So try to see if you can get both shoulders down onto the floor. Your left shoulder might be lifted a little bit. That's okay. You can even grab your block and put it under that left shoulder if you feel like it's really hiked up. And then just try to soften here. Let the legs get heavy. The hips are heavy. The shoulders are heavy. Your arms are heavy. Let everything soften and release. Inhale, do less. Exhale, be more. Then now slide the left arm up over your head and just pull that left arm long. Take your right hand right up into this top hip crease and push your thigh bone forward. See if you can pull the ribs away from the pelvis. Good, and then slowly release. Good, and then slowly roll all the way back into your belly. Make a pillow, head down, feet lift, and just windshield wiper side to side to release out the lower back. Good, lift your feet up to the sky and just roll out the ankles, scrunch up your toes one more time, point and flex, point and flex. And then release the feet to the floor, hands come beside your chest. Let's curl up and come all the way back into child's pose. So knees are wide, big toes are touching. Let the arms reach forward and head comes to the floor. We'll just take 3 slow, smooth inhales and exhales, trying to make the exhales a little bit longer than the inhales. So inhale, exhale. Just do 2 more at your own pace. Good. Start to walk your hands back towards your knees. You're going to swing the legs around so your feet are facing the front of your mat. Grab onto a block. And then as we lower back, we're going to take our hands behind our knees, start to round the back, lowering down until the bottom tips of your shoulder blades hit the floor, and then come back up. Inhale, lift your chest up to the sky, squeeze the shoulder blades. So this is an ab exercise before we move into Shavasana. Come all the way back up. Good, lift the heart. And then tuck the chin and go all the way down this time. Good. Grab onto your block. And we're going to let you decide how high you want the block. Just coming into a little bit of a supported back bend. So you can put it on the lowest level and just let your arms rest to the side, medium height, or come all the way up. You might have to come up onto your tippy toes and just put the block right at your sacrum so that the whole weight of the pelvis can rest on the block and you feel nice and stable. Arms are out at the side, palms are facing up. And then just let the inner groins start to soften down towards the floor. See if you can pull the rib cage away from the pelvis. One more time, just creating space right at the waistline. Because we sit so much, Our digestive system is all scrunched in here. So really open up all these internal organs that are nestled in the belly cavity. Good, 2 more breaths here. Good, and then slowly come down to the lowest level of your block. So your hips are supported onto the block. And let's just gather one knee in and then the other knee in, hugging in. Maybe roll out the ankles again, scrunch up the toes. And then nice and slow, we're going to stretch the legs 1 foot to each corner of your mat, and then take the hands to one corner of the back of your mat so that you're creating the letter X, but your hips are slightly elevated. You might have to reposition the block a little bit, but stretch your arms and your feet away from each other and then let everything get heavy. Close your eyes, soften your face, relax your jaw. Let everything go. You've got nothing to do but release. Soften into the support of the earth beneath you. And start to wiggle your fingers, wiggling your toes. And before we slowly start to come up, I want you to just think of one thing that you are grateful for right now. Just send that gratitude out into the universe. And then gently place the feet on the floor. Push out through the feet, lift your hips up, remove the block. And then just pause again. Gently roll over onto your favorite side. And just remind yourself as you go into your busy week to take moments to just pause and breathe. Balancing effort with ease, staying present in each moment. And then using your hands, gently push yourself all the way up into a sitting position. Just keep your eyes closed, your focus turned inward. Gently draw the hands in front of the heart and press your thumbs into your sternum, and then lift the sternum up into your thumbs so you're sitting tall. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you guys so much for taking time to join me in practicing today. So that was a super slow class, but hopefully it felt good in your body. I just felt like for December we needed a nice slow one. So thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day. If anybody wants to